Hello, welcome back to Pentiment. It's me, A. Prustian, and I am still interacting with people, exploring stuff, trying to get more information about the history of Tassing. Oh, this must be Stoltz, right? This is the doctor's house, I think? Nobody seems to be there right now. That's fine. Actually, where am I going? Yeah, Werner's house. Okay. I could look into the rat house just to kind of see, and I think I will. But then otherwise, I need to talk to Il Peter, Smokey, and then visit the salt mine. Okay. They don't seem to be taking up time, so I'll probably do it in that order then. Okay, yeah, I have been in here, so all of these different wall panels are going to be where the mural will end up. Cool. Hi, Carl. I think I already said hi to you. Yep. I wonder why she's Druckerin when I thought it was just the Druckers. It's interesting. Oops. There's something about the naming convention, right? Drucker House that I don't understand. Oh yeah, shoot, I think I want to go to the farm. Having a little bit of connection issues, but it's fine. Hans Bauer Farm, which is not the Gartners, but I'm going to talk to Hans. So this is, that's right, Martin Bauer. So is Hans his son? I know they had a baby. I forget. Hello, Hans. I hope your dad recovers quickly. He's a good man. Um, this is true, but I don't know that Hans would be able to respond to that. Thank you. I'll tell him you said that. Good. This town has seen too many terrible things, but we've recovered before. Maybe the Lord will return your dad to health too. I pray you're right. Yeah, be glad you have this time with him, I say. Wish I'd had as much with Helvig? Helwig? Huh. I don't remember. Anyway, did you need something? Kraft hasn't bothered you again, has he? Or gotten into some other trouble? No, he's been fine, mostly. Good. That boy's a thorn in my boot. He's lazy, arrogant, doesn't care for his family. He'll bring shame to the Bauer name one day. Damn, dude. I avoid sticking my nose into people's affairs, but Martin? Maybe he's Martin's brother? Oh no, he is... I don't know. Maybe Kraft is Martin's son? And Hans is Martin's brother? I'm not 100% sure. He hasn't been much of a father, has he? No. Kraft could have used a good man like Lucky to straighten him out. Yeah, Lucky. Didn't he kill someone? That's what people say. Anyway, didn't mean to complain. Until later, Magdalene. Until then. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot about this that I don't remember or wasn't privy to. Probably I just don't remember. Hey, Magdalene. I heard what happened to your dad. How's he doing? Resting. He suffered a severe blow to the head. I'm worried, to say the least. Hans sends his regards. The Bauer household is praying for a swift recovery. Even Kraft? Oh, I didn't mean to... Okay, even Kraft? Huh, I'd hope so, but honestly, I doubt it. Kraft's a little shit who's not man enough to feel something for other people. No wonder he doesn't do any work at the farm. Why would he? It's the others who suffer the consequences. What is his problem, anyway? Who knows? He doesn't listen to anyone lately, not even his dad. Not that there's much to listen to there. Old Martin's enough of a shit as well. Shame about that. But Hans manages to hold things mostly together, so I suppose we manage. Simon, I don't remember. Do you miss your father, your real one, I mean? I think I'm going to have to ask because I don't remember who Simon is. Do I miss him? Kind of. I don't remember Joseph all that much. He's become a haze of sorts. A faint echo, a feeling, occasional emotion. I was so young when he got killed. Mom said I had trouble understanding what had happened for a long time. So Joseph, I don't remember, but he must have died with some of the other peasants. Yeah, I understand. My mom, she's like an empty hole in my life. I have nothing of her. Ah, yeah, you never even got to see her, right? Not even a memory, huh? Suppose you have yourself for comparison. God molded you after her. I can imagine how she could have been like stubborn and unruly, yeah? How can I know if I'm actually like my mom? All I have are stories from people. Well, you read books, don't you? Stories are about things that are true. Huh. Books and stories are about a lot of things. Oh, well, I can't read anyway. Would you want to learn? Don't have the time. Work on the farm never ends, especially with the taxes eating at us. Anyway, the winter draws closer, so I got a lot of preparation to take care of. I truly hope Klaus recovers soon. God look after you both. Till later, Simon. That is very nice of them. Okay, the gardeners. That's where we're going. Hi, ill Peter. Hello, Peter. Can I talk to you for a moment? I just noticed she has all the rope. I don't know why I hadn't noticed that until now. That's great. What's that? I was wondering if you could tell me some of the stories about tassing. Oh? The old tales, It's been so damn long since anyone had a thought to ask me about what I know. But there's still a few of the old tales knocking about in this skull. Are there any myths from even before the Romans came to Tassing? Of course there are. The Romans weren't the first ones to live here, you know. There were spirits older than the saints that live in these woods, older than the Romans. They protected Tassing before St. Moritz ever set a blessed foot in town. I thought spirits only caused trouble, spoiling milk, making livestock sick, things like that. Some do, yes. Who do you think beats the spirits off? Us? What can farmers do against spirits, eh? It's Perchta and her wild hunt that scare them evil ones away. They've protected Tassing since its founding day. Long before those Romans, our ancestors roamed these mountains under a great chieftain called Rastus. Wait, isn't Ratus a Latin name? The ending of his name is the masculine singular ending common on most male Roman names. Plenty of names end with the same letters. Doesn't make them Latin, does it? Now, quit your yammering and listen. Folk weren't as kind as they are now, and the tribes fought one another for the best land. The old chieftain was a yellow-bellied coward who neglected the old gods. He was too proud to make offerings. Because of him, the gods favored other tribes, and Ratus's people had no land to call their own. Instead, they wandered through these mountains and valleys, hunting and gathering what they could to survive. One day, when winter was approaching, Ratus went hunting, found a wounded wolf tangled in a trap. But instead of killing the beast, as most men would, he helped the beast and loosed it from its bounds. Huh. Was the wolf a spirit in disguise? She'd get into the story. Of course not. Wolves are wolves, girl. Spirits don't need the skins of animals for their power. Still, you've got the sense of the thing. The old gods are keen to repay favors done, and Perchta is the goddess of the wild hunt. The wolves are her animals. She leads the wild hunt, and the wolves lead the hunts of the forest. Back in my day, folk knew it was bad luck to kill a wolf. Now I'm the only one who remembers these things. Perchta saw Rachis' action and took favor on him and told the wolf to lead the chief to her sacred spring. Oh, interesting. The sacred spring again. Is it going to have, like, miraculous food for them, too? Rachis led his people to the spring and claimed it for his homeland, and we've been in this valley ever since. Then those goddamned Romans came and destroyed everything. But you see, there were other gods protecting this place before St. Moritz. It's why a few of us still honor Perchta. She protects us against witches and fiends. You know what? I think it is a wonderful story. Perfect for the first part of the mural. Good, good. Nice to know I can still be of some use in this town. What about the Romans? Do you know any Roman legends of Tassing? Roman legends? Puh. I don't bother with stories from outsiders or tales of gods that aren't our own. The Romans did nothing but conquer our people and destroy this town. We've spent generation after generation building Tassing back up from those days. And still, our traditions keep dying, with no one to carry them on. Only Ursula's given a damn about them these days. Ursula! Yay! I was afraid that she was so sick she would be dead by now, but she's still here, and Andreas encouraged her to care about the old stories, and here she does. Oh, I'm so happy. Have I seen Ursula? Maybe I'll see her if I keep walking around the town. But that's why I want to know Peter. These stories need to be on the mural. The mural? Fine, fine. But I don't know any of the old Roman shit. Alright, alright. I have a lot to think about. Thank you for sharing your stories with me, Peter. Ha! At least someone wants to listen to me. Little Ursula used to sit by me years ago and listen to everything about the old customs. Too busy for that now, of course. But you might talk to her. She might remember more than I do now. Used to listen to the widow, too. Old Ottilia knew more about the old ways than any of us. Ah, I'm tired. Talking so much has made my jaw ache. I'll leave you to rest then. God bless you, Peter. Huh. I like Peter. Hi, Big George. Magdalene, how are, the hinges on your doors? Fine, I guess? Huh, maybe Idris should take a look at them. I would have asked your father, but, well. Anyway, you wouldn't believe how many people in this town leave their hinges to rust. I'm kind of regretting taking these. These are all a lot more snippier than I intended. I don't know. I didn't realize you had such an interest in hinges. Oh, it's not my interest in particular. Paul would like to institute a yearly check on all homes in Tassing. What do you think of the idea, George? Well, it's not a bad thing, but I don't see why we need to make it official. Everyone in Tassing helps each other. As I see it, if someone notices a house in disrepair, we all pitch in to fix it. To do anything else would be unchristian. But if Paul wants to see it through, I'm happy to go along with it. Makes me feel useful, you know? Speaking of, I better get back to work. Nice to chat with you, Magda. See you later, George. Okay. Wonder if Ursula's in the house. Veronica. Hi, Veronica. Hello, Magdalene. How's the mural going? I hope my husband hasn't been bothering you about it too much. Huh, no, the council's left me to work for the most part. I think Oots has something to do with that. That boy has his eye on you, Magda. At least he's using his authority to do some good. Usually that lot just meddle around in things that are best left alone. Those men are bad influences on each other, if you ask me. Now they're chattering on about yearly check on the hinges on every door in town. Hinges. Who gives a damn if the hinges on our front door creak? I will go with the engineering one. If the hinges creak, the door's integrity is at stake. Yes, well, I don't need to check every door in my house every year like it's a feast day. If there's a creaky hinge, I'll hear it. Anyway, I think it's good of you to be working on the mural. I wish Artemis and Apollo would take interest in something like that. Speaking of, have you seen them around anywhere? I asked them to look after the chickens, but they've disappeared. I haven't seen them recently, but they like to mess around in the forest. Maybe they wandered off there? Ugh, this town isn't that big. I don't know where they get to that I can't find them. Is it the salt mine? Father Thomas says they're only so much trouble because I named them after Greek gods. He says those names have power, but I still like them. Besides, Apollo and Artemis were gods of virtue. If anything, they should be more well-behaved. I don't know what this investigate icon means here, but I'm gonna go with it. Names have only as much power as we allow them to have. Can every Greek name really invoke pagan gods? Huh, maybe you're right. Father Thomas spends too much time in his books. Besides, then he'd be in a poor state. Father Thomas the Doubter. Haha. Anyway, I better go find those rascals. Good luck on the mural, Magdalene. Thanks, Veronica. Until later. So is Ursula... Oh, it's Clara. I mean, hi, Clara. It's good to see you, too. Hello, Magdalene, dear. How are you? How's Klaus? It's hard to know for certain. One day he seems well, and the next I can hardly understand his words. Oh, Magdalene. I'll keep praying for you both. The both of you deserve the best. Life's been hard enough for you already. Please let me know if you need any help around the house. I'd be happy to help. I'll be grateful, right? Oh, thank you, Clara. That's very kind of you. I've been so busy in the rat house, I've let the house go a bit. Not to worry. I'll come by and help. Besides, then we can chat. Chatter makes chores pass quickly. With all my children up and grown and no husband to care for anymore, I've got to make myself useful somehow. You know what? Fair enough. Big George is still in the house, though, isn't he? Oh, yes, but he's a grown man with children of his own. He and Veronica are capable of caring for their own household now. Ava is taking care of Oots, and Ursula and Fabian have their own life together. Which one was Fabian? That's a face. There's Ursula. Find you, Ursula. They don't need me anymore. Isn't that a good thing? Heavens! Yes, I thank God that my children are all grown and prospering. After so many years of tending to them and maintaining a home, I don't know what else to do. Huh. I understand. I wouldn't know what to do if I couldn't keep working in the printing press. You are a driven one, Magdalene. The Lord has given you a gift. Never let anyone take that from you, even though you're young. You'll make a good life for yourself that way. Or something about... Because okay, I must have misread it. I won't, I promise. Or I won't let them take it from her, I guess. Good. Anyway, I'll come by later, alright? I'll see you then, Clara. God bless you, Magdalene. Okay. Is Ursula upstairs? More beds here than they used to have. Okay, well, I don't know where Ursula is. And now I'm probably going the wrong way. I want to go talk to Smokey. It's nice to see some green this time of year. Horehound is one of the few plants that grows year-round here. I can't believe how quickly the leaves changed this year. It's true, it is fall. It was fall before because Andreas, the first time, at least, he was doing that illustration of fall, right? Hi, Václav. Hello, is there something I can do for you? Knives need sharpening? I'm Magdalene Drukerin. Are you a friend of Smokey's? I'd like to think so. I'm Václav. I'm a tinker. Travel around and help people out with sharpening knives, little things like that. Drukerin, are you a printer's daughter? My father and I are both printers. Do you sample the wares much? Yes, I read books. Václav, don't. You're gonna get in trouble again. Trouble? From me? No, not you, Mistress Druckerin. This one can't help but talk to people about all of the strange things he believes. He reads all sorts of books, talks to odd folks, gets ideas brewing in his head. Now that doesn't bother old Smokey none. Bothers some other people a whole lot. Sounds like their problem, not his. Exactly. Sounds like there's nothing to worry about. Fine. You get run out of here again. Don't blame me. Again? Do I want to know what happened? A long time ago, I got into an argument with some people in town. They had told Father Thomas. To his credit, he told them to let it go, but somehow an inquisitor found out. Anyway, I had to leave for a while. So, books? Strange ideas? Yes, the host, the Eucharist, the bread and wine, body and blood of Christ. Indeed, the consecrated elements of communion, also called the Lord's Supper or Holy Communion. In Catholicism, the Eucharist refers to the bread and wine after they have been transubstantiated into the body and blood of Christ. Indeed. Holy Communion? What about it? More and more people are writing about rejecting transubstantiation. The idea that the bread and wine of the Eucharist literally becomes the body and blood of Christ. Here we go. Yes? Well, there are two ways to look at it. The first is on the grounds that Wycliffe and Huss rejected it. Using our eyes, our senses, there's nothing perceptible that changes in the character of the bread and the wine. I suppose that's true. Good, but there's also a second point. Even if the bread and wine turned out to be Christ's body and blood, why is that necessary for spiritual communion? We are bound by flesh, attempting to reunite with the light of God through the Eucharist. The act, the observance, unites our will with that of Christ. God's presence in us is through the remembrance, not the physical act. Hmm. So what does that matter? Are you saying we shouldn't take communion? No, there's nothing wrong with taking communion as a rite or act. But if you accept what I'm saying, there are other things I'd like to discuss. I'm not listening to any of this. Are you ready to hear why it's important to disbelieve in transubstantiation? I'm not sure she's sure about that, but I feel like Magdalene's got to be a curious person. Sure, why not? I'll admit I hoped for some more enthusiasm regarding the fate of our souls, but alright. This all starts with Lucifer creating the world. Whoa! Jesus Christ. Excuse me? God was the Word, and the Word was truth, and truth is light. The light is God's will. God's light contained aspects, what we consider angels, facets of his infinite intellect. One of these aspects separated itself from God's intellect and manifested in the darkness as the corrupt will, Lucifer. By what power could a portion of God's will separate from the whole? The will moved itself. God's intellect, being infinite, also contained the capacity to transcend the infinite. To exist outside of the boundaries of infinite light, the corrupt will brought into being an equally infinite darkness. Within that darkness, Lucifer cast his false light, a corrupted imitation of the divine intellect, to create the world. All material in our world is inherently a corrupted manifestation of that false light. We still have a connection to God through our intellect, but it is flawed by existing in our physical bodies. Interesting. So, Genesis is wrong? There are many stories of creation, many versions even of Genesis. Why is it you believe yours is the correct one? You believe the one your church has given you. Maybe if you were given another, you would have believed that instead. That's a good point. Okay, well, we'll just go down the list. Was Jesus flawed by being a man, even though he was born of a virgin? He was not born of a virgin. Oh, Vaslov. Smoky. I'm not hearing any of this. And it would not matter if he were. Lucifer was a rebellious splinter of God's will. Christ appeared when God willed his divine intellect into Jesus. Wait, you said physical bodies were all corrupt. Yes, but while we are the heirs of Lucifer's rebellious intellect, Christ received wisdom from the light of God himself. He truly did die and was truly resurrected in body. But his reappearance was only important for him to convey the message of salvation to the people. In truth, resurrection is always happening, since if we die without grace, our souls are condemned to be reborn. Oh, reincarnation, huh? This physical world is the only hell we know, living again and again the only torment. I think it is maybe a sad way to look at life, but I think that's an interesting idea. I'm glad you think so. I've spent a lifetime thinking about it. Anyway, thank you for indulging me, Magdalene. It's what I love about Vaslov here. I was raised as a Christian and then at some point left the church, left the faith. And so I know all of the things that I was taught as a child and a teen. And my perspective now is much more like Vaslov's in that it's like, I mean, one, the like, you believe what you were taught, and if you were taught something else, you'd probably believe something else. But also, I deeply appreciate that he's like, I'm gonna remix this mythology until it makes sense to me. And I just think that's a really interesting approach that I really like. I appreciate him. Okay, it was illuminating. Until later. Until then. None of that was remembered, though, so hopefully she won't be tried for heresy later. Oh, more of the whorehound. Okay, let's talk to Smokey. Good day, Mistress Druckerin. I've told you, Smokey. Call me Magdalene. Old habits, I suppose. What brings you to my corner of the woods? More gossip? Only ancient gossip. I was wondering if you know anything about the old pagan and Roman mines. The mines? Is this a new interest of yours, Magdalene? I don't see the townsfolk trek out there as much anymore. Last I saw were those two twins making trouble. They know a way in, but I'll be damned if I ever set foot close to that place. What are you so interested in over there? The mural in the rat house needs a section about the earliest days of Tassing. The mines are the oldest part of Tassing, and you keep a keen ear. I thought you might have heard something. I don't know about getting down into the mines, but I do know a fair few stories about them, and the other Roman ruins around here. The old stories, my father used to tell me when he was the burner of Tassing. The one about Mars and Tassia, the nymph, was always my favorite, though I blame that on my youth. Tassia? Like Tassing? Uh-huh. Folks named the town after a pagan god, a Roman one, at that. I don't mind telling you the tale, Magdalene, but I warn you, it's a bit bawdy. Oh, count me curious. Ha! I won't be scandalizing you. Can't have your father hounding me for any coarseness. But I'll tell the decent bits of what I remember. Everyone excludes me from the fun. You'll have your fun in time, Magdalene. You just wait and see. Alright, alright. So what's the story? Well, legend says that Mars was hunting in these woods and spied a fat boar for the taking. He just pulled back his spear when he heard a woman scream in terror. Of course, the creature ran off, and the god was angry at the loss of his quarry. So he tramped through the woods to see why a woman was in the forest and not in the local town. Why would a god be hunting in Tassing's forest? How should I know? Maybe he just wanted a brisk walk. Besides, why should anything the gods do make sense? These were the old days when spirits and ghosts prowled. What do you mean, prowled? Prowled? You know, like spirits and other evil things do. I can't just say they walked through the woods like you or me. They prowled. Alright, keep going. So Mars found a nymph, Tassia, bathing in a spring with a fat, ugly satyr goading her from the shore. Enraged at seeing the trapped nymph, Mars transformed into a wolf and slew the satyr. And in return, well, yeah. Tassia bathed the god. Ah, I get it. They bathed. I did warn you, Magdalene. When Mars left the pool, he dripped onto the ground, and it blossomed with flowers and crops. The spring and the pool with the, you know, the fertile vegetation and stuff, yeah. They say that's why this valley is so fertile. That might be tricky to paint on the mural. I'm not sure the council would approve. I doubt they would, but you're the artist, aren't you? You get to choose what the mural shows. I wouldn't let those old bastards keep you from painting what you want. So much of what the Romans left behind was destroyed over the years, but I like that we still have these tales. You can never really destroy stories as long as there are people to tell them. Of course, the Romans left a hell of a lot behind too. The town is more Roman than Bavarian, really. Because of how long it was a Roman colony? That, and how much of the town is built upon the Roman foundations. Tassing is actually much smaller now than it was in the Romans' day. At least that's what I make of it. The ruins go deep into the forest and all the way to the old mine. Half of Tassing is built on Roman stone. Take a walk around town and you'll start noticing things. We used their stone to build. The old temple by Satia's shrine has grown over, but the aqueduct runs for miles. Yeah, tell me about it. Even the abbey used to be an old Roman fort. You can see some of the Roman paved stones under the road if you look hard. We may not be Roman, but this town is. That's cool. I never realized how much we relied on the Romans for our infrastructure. Most of the people around here don't. The townsfolk are too busy to notice what's right in front of their eyes. Maybe I should go take a look at the mine. Get a better sense of what things were actually like. Haha! Nothing will stop you, I see. Well, I won't either. Just keep an eye for any wolves or satyrs you might see down there, eh? You're still not going to spook me, Smokey. Haha! Worth a try, though. Good luck, Magdalene. Be safe. Okay, that's fun. Alright, so actually from here, where do I go? Okay, just through the forest, past the shrine. I'm a little bit concerned about something terrible happening at the salt mine. Because this is certainly not a game that shies around from terrible things happening. But also, I don't want terrible things to happen to Magdalene. Hello, Apollo. What are you up to? Hey, Magdalene. Hello, Apollo. What are you doing? Looking for frogs. Artemis says she saw one the other day, and we're trying to collect a bunch. I should actually see what Artemis looks like. Okay, so they both have red hair. Frogs don't come out this time of year. How do you know? Artemis says she saw one. They don't. Hildegard says they're cold and wet creatures. They won't be out in autumn. Huh. Maybe that's why I only have one. What do you need the frogs for? Like I'll tell you, you'll snitch. I won't. Yeah, right. Sorry, Mags. I'm not telling. You'll just have to wait and see. Or ask Artemis. Maybe she'll tell you. Fine, I'll go talk to your sister. But be careful. You've already had to go to confession this year. Oh, we know. Wait, was it past the... It's past the shrine, not the waterfall, right? I guess either. No, past the waterfall. Okay, this probably goes up to the... Okay. I think I want to go to the waterfall. Although if I don't find Artemis this way, I might go back by the shrine. A pig? Out here? Must have broke out of its pen. Wonder who it belongs to. The waterfall is always so beautiful. It is. Why is there a pig here? Mugwort is also always useful for colds and fevers. Might not be as powerful as when we gathered on St. John's Eve, but it should still work. Old Salt Mine. Okay, I'm gonna go back up towards the shrine. And see if I can find Artemis this way. Yeah. Agnes gathers chamomile here every year to prepare for her cures for the coming year. Oh, that makes sense. Hi, Artemis. Oh, hey, Magdalene. Do you need something? I'm a little busy right now. Uh, Still catching frogs. I do need this, but I want to ask about the frogs. Damn it, Apollo. He can't keep his fat mouth shut. What do you want, Magdalene? I want to see what our forefathers and the Romans left behind. It's for the mural. The mural? You want to use our secret hideout for your mural? I want to see if they left anything down there I could use as a reference. I'm not going to poke at it because I'm trying to get on our good side. You're really into that whole rat house project, aren't you? Why should I show you how to get in? Are they friends? Please, Artemis, I won't go in ever again. I just need your help this once. Just like you said you never asked to borrow my favorite scarf again. I need a guarantee, Magda. Look, I'll show you how to get into the mine on one condition. You help Apollo and me with our next prank. No telling, no snitching, no questions asked. I mean, we gotta do it. Fine. Tell me what you're up to. Father Thomas has been droning on and on about the plagues of Egypt, right? Apollo and I are collecting frogs to hide in the tabernacle. When Father Thomas opens it on Sunday, frogs will go everywhere. God. The tabernacle holds the Holy Host in a locked and secure box between services of the Eucharist. God's holy place. Oh my God, you guys. I suppose Vasilov would approve. Why in the world do you want to do that? Father Thomas keeps saying Apollo and I are on the path of the rebellious Egyptians with frogs and locusts. Yeah, we're going to prove him right. Summon a bunch of frogs en masse. So, what do you want me to do? We stole the tabernacle key, but we need to put it back before he notices. You want me to put the key back? Precisely. Look, we stole the key early to make sure it was... Oh no, my connection. It was so bad. Early to make sure it was the right one. We'll steal it again once we actually stuff the frogs in there. But in the meantime, it needs to go back. I need you to replace the key on the altar in the church. Paul and I would attract too much attention. But you're the town's goody-goody. I'm not that bad, am I? Well, not entirely. It's not your fault Oots moons over you. The council lets you get away with anything. Anyway, will you do it? I'll get you into the mine if you do. I need a way to get into the mine, but this seems risky. The twins are always causing trouble, but this prank seems harmless. I'm 100% going along with this. Father Thomas will be missing his key, too. Going along with this can't cause that much trouble, can it? I hope. Alright, give me the key. Perfect. Good luck, Magdalene. Let me know when it's done. The second plague. Oh, boy. Alright. Well, I think that's a pretty good spot to stop. I would keep going, but my connection has gotten atrocious. So I'm just going to call it here. And then I will go, oh God, pull a prank. God, next time. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch y'all then. Bye.